The parade commander this evening is Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Firdaus bin Mohammed Ghazali, Commanding Officer, Motorized Infantry Battalion Training Center, Motorized Infantry Training Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, our four talented singers, Pallavi, Hiba, Kuwait, and Shai, will now lead a medley of familiar favorites: Singapura, Si Shui Chang Liu, Shan Mali Chan, and Sing Another.
Singapura, sunny island, set in the sea. Singapura, Singapura, pretty flowers, good for you and me. Come along, join the song and merry singing. Blend our voices, join in the chorus. Singapura, oh Singapura, pretty flowers, good for you and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our senior parliamentary secretaries, mayors, ministers of state, and senior ministers of state to this evening's parade. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us at the parade today are our cabinet ministers, Deputy Prime Minister, and Senior Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong. Present here with us at the parade today are our former presidents, Dr. Tony Tan Keng Yang and Madam Halima Yacob, along with Emeritus Senior Minister, Mr. Goh Chok Tong. Let's give them a warm welcome. Let's give it up for our four talented singers and their amazing voices. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome the distinguished leaders from various countries to the podium as they join us in celebrating Singapore's 60th National Day. Representing the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, let's welcome His Excellency, Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. Let's welcome His Royal Highness Tunku Mahkota Ismail, Regent of Johor, and Her Highness Cik-Wan Mahkota Khalifa Johor. His Excellency Prabowo Subianto, President of the Republic of Indonesia. Let's welcome His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah of Brunei. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of our Prime Minister, Mr. Lawrence Wong.
Hormat Perdana Menteri. Hormat. Senja. Tuh. Boris. Senja. Tuh.
Prime Minister Lawrence Wong will now take his seat. Prime Minister Wong is Singapore's fourth Prime Minister. This is his second appearance at the National Day. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Boris. Senang deh. Please.
Since 2018, I have been working as a stage vision scientist in the US. I have had a lot of opportunity to work because of the long distance. Moving out of Singapore into a new country, it is a little bit of a worry if the children would be able to adapt into a new education system.
It was very hard to leave Singapore for the first time because it meant leaving my parents behind and not spend this precious time with them when you're going home.
One thing I really value about Singapore is this sense of community. It almost feels like we are a little kampong. It's always difficult to leave that village when you leave Singapore.
Singapore will always be my home because that's where I grew up and that's where all my memories were made. The minute I get back to Singapore, it all comes back.
It's beautiful to know that when you are home, you are home. and I think there's a good struggle.
With so many things happening around the world, it is always comforting to know that my family and I can always come back to Singapore and afford it to.
I want us to continue progressing as a country and always be safe for all.
I hope Singapore can continue to be stable and united.
Happy birthday, Singapore.
Happy 60th birthday to Singapore.
A big round of applause, please, for the wonderful performance by our amazing choir from Greendale Secondary School and Voices of Singapore.
Chorus. Steady.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome the arrival of the President of the Republic of Singapore, Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam.
All right, Lion Park, if you look out to the sky right now, our state flag will be flying past the bay very, very soon. We invite all of you to please rise and stand for our national anthem.
Chorus. President. Send
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. From the RSAF, 6 F-15SG Eagles, led by CO-142 Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Iskandar will execute a spectacular bomb burst, followed by 4 F-16 Fighting Falcons, led by CO-143 Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Lau, in a diamond formation over the Padang in an enhanced salute to the nation, marking the Diamond Jubilee of Singapore. Coming to you from the cockpit of Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Iskandar. Now look up to the sky. ceremonial vehicle drive past. This is his second National Day parade as a head of state. Come on, Singapore! Let's show our appreciation to President Tharman Shanmugaratnam by waving our flags as the vehicle drives past you. It is a joyous moment at the Mother as the crowds and contingents gather here today to celebrate Singapore's Diamond Jubilee and 60 years of independence together with our president. The guard of honor will now execute the feu de joie or fire of joy to celebrate our nation's birthday.
Kawalan kehormatan akan tembak perisua. Isikan peluru. Hormat. Tembak. Isikan lagi. Hormat. Tembak. Isikan lagi. Hormat. Tembak. Kawalan kehormatan datang. Senja. Tuh. Kawalan kehormatan rusuh. Senja. Tuh. Mr. President, may I I have your permission to march off the parade after the aerial tribute to our nation and the Republic of Singapore and its soldiers.
Our president will now take his seat.
Sing a song for Singapore. With every generation, there's more to be grateful for. So come and sing. Sing a song for Singapore. You're my brother, you're my sister.
Boys, Sendang Day! Wait!
To celebrate Singapore's 60th birthday, the Republic of Singapore Air Force has put together a special aerial tribute. First up, 6 F-15 SG Eagles will execute a fly past. Look out for 2 aircraft executing a full afterburner climb, signifying peace and prosperity. Rounding up the air display are 4 F-16 Fighting Falcons in a diamond formation. Watch as they execute a diamond cross maneuver. Happy birthday, Singapore!
Boys, Sunday! Kawalan kehormatan hidup yang lain. Senja! Stop! Boys, akan berjalan keluar dalam masa cepat. Kawalan kehormatan dahulu. Kawalan kehormatan ke kanan. Yang lain ke kiri dan ke kanan. Oh! Swing!
see the Colors Party forming up for the traditional march past, together with the 6 Guard of Honor contingents. A total of 40 marching contingents is featured in this evening's parade. Standing proudly behind them are the 6 contingents from the SAF and Home Team, 10 contingents from the Uniformed Youth Organizations, 18 Social-Economic Organizations, and the combined band. Together, the contingents represent the country's commitment to the 6 pillars of total defense: military, civil, social, economic, digital, and psychological defense. As a mark of respect, please rise as the Colors Party marches past your immediate front. Leading the march past is the Firdaus bin Muhammad Ghazali. The state colors representing the four services of the Singapore Armed Forces are in the forefront, followed by the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, Senior Warrant Officer Lin Chia Hui. Following behind are the 36 regimental colors, with the colors regimental Sergeant Major, Military Expert 3, Ong Sin Chui. The Army Guard of Honor contingent is next, formed by men from the 1st Commando Battalion. It is led by Major Aaron Lim. Turn our attention now to the Navy Guard of Honor contingent, formed by men from the Naval Diving Unit. This contingent is led by Major Justin Kwan. We now see the Republic of Singapore Air Force contingent, comprising men and women from the Air Power Generation Command. This 3rd Guard of Honor contingent is led by Military Expert 5, To Hong Kwan. Next is the Guard of Honor contingent from the Digital and Intelligence Service, comprising personnel from Defense Cyber Command, Joint Intelligence Command, and SAF C4 and Digitalization Command, led by Military Expert 5, Jesper Kwek Chin Peng. The Guard of Honor contingent from the Singapore Police Force, formed by men and women from the Police Training Command, led by Deputy Superintendent of Police Alex Chu. Finally, we have the 6th Guard of Honor contingent from the Singapore Civil Defence Force, comprising personnel from the SCDF headquarters, the Civil Defense Academy, the 4 land divisions, and the Marine Division. This contingent is led by Major Lee Eun Hao. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing the parade closer to you, the contingents of the SAF, Home Team, the SAF Volunteer Corps, and the Uniformed Youth Organizations are now forming up for the Onward March. As our SAF, Home Team, and students from our Uniformed Youth Organizations march onward through the stands, they carry with them the spirit of unity and our shared commitment to move forward as one nation, one people, one Singapore. Come on, Singapore! Let's wave our flags and cheer them on! Our social and economic groups are up next. Leading the way, we have People's Action Party, PAP Community Foundation, led by Mr. Zulkarnain Abdul Wahid, and the National Trades Union Congress, led by Ms. Noor Irdawati binti Jalaluddin. They are followed by Keppel Limited, led by Mr. Andrew Whitmarsh, and Sembcorp Industries Limited, led by Mr. Kwek Chen Wei. Sing International Private Limited, led by Mr. Lawrence Lim, and Singtel, led by Mr. Lionel Chip. Following behind them, we have DBS and POSB, led by Mr. Kyle Ang Kai Jin, and BSA International, led by Mr. Ki Myung Koo. We now see the People's Association, led by Mr. Fong Yung Kyung, and One Team Singapore, led by Mr. Maurice Sim. They are followed by the contingent from Guam, led by Mr. Edwin Tan, and one Changi contingent by Changi Airport, led by Mr. Brian Lam Kai Wen. Marching forward now is Propnex Realty, led by Mr. CJ Chu, and Citrium Limited, led by Mr. Muhammad Nur Farhan bin Abdul Aziz. Up next, we have EU Holidays, led by Mr. Ong Han Chie, and Sets, led by Mr. Daniel Low. Two socio-economic contingents are Goodgood.sg, the digital company, led by Mr. Tong Siu Kyung, and Shopee, led by Mr. Kevin Chia. The marching music for the parade and ceremony is provided by the combined band, comprising members from the SAF Central Band, the SPF Band, the Singapore NCC Command Band, and the NPCC Band, led by Director of Music, Military Expert 5, Ignatius Wong, and the Drum Majors, Military Expert 2, Jash Chua King Wee, Senior Staff Sergeant Mohammed Faisal Banju, Staff Sergeant NCC Siu Kaiser, and Sergeant NPCC Tang Tzu Cheng. Our next segment, the mobile column, was first introduced in NDP 1969 with 18 AMX tanks, symbolizing our resolve to defend Singapore. Featured in milestone years, the mobile column returns in SG-60 with the first ever integration of assets on land, in the air, and at the Marina Bay. Presenting to you the Mobile Column 2025.
Marina Bay, as we transit to the mobile column segment of this year's NDP, we want you to turn your attention to the Marina Bay and keep a lookout for our maritime vessels from the Republic of Singapore Navy, Singapore Police Force, Singapore Civil Defence Force, and the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore. As you see them, wave your flags as they sail past you.
Segment 1, Defending Our Nation, showcases the SAF's combat platforms. This year's mobile column is commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Alex Champ, mounted on the mighty Leopard 2 main battle tank. Our first wave of vehicles showcases our armored fighting forces with their impressive firepower, protection, and mobility across all terrain. They are swift and decisive in the battlefield. Get ready to see our F-15 SG Eagles fly past, a first for mobile combat. Our fighter jets integrate closely with our land forces to deliver a knockout punch. Look up to the skies, the F-15 SG Eagles will cross each other and execute a multi-axis vertical climb around the full-utilized Hunter armored fighting vehicles, armed with a 40mm cannon and advanced missile systems. They dominate. Following behind are the versatile Bronco all-terrain track vehicles, which can perform a variety of tasks. To see the A330 MRTT, which enhances air power by refueling our fighter jets in midair. Following behind the MRTT are 4 F-16 fighting Falcons and the G-550 aircraft, which detects aerial threats. Together, they clear the skies for our army to advance unimpeded. Our intelligence and artillery assets. The new V-15 unmanned aerial vehicle detects targets from far to allow our artillery, including the high-mobility artillery rocket system and howitzers, to destroy targets up to 70 kilometers away. Next, our light-strength vehicles are stealthy, swift, and can destroy bigger vehicles, including tanks. obstacle for our forces to continue their advance. Watch as the M3G opens its ramp to become a float bridge. Seen earlier during the presidential gun salute, our M3Gs provide specialist combat engineer capabilities, supporting up to 150 tons in weight and providing flexible solutions for any terrain challenge. Together with mobility support system, they help transport our land forces across all terrain. Flying overhead are our helicopters comprising the Seagull, Apaches, H-225Ms, and a Chinook. Back on the road, our intelligence and artillery assets. The new V-15 unmanned aerial vehicle detects targets from far to allow artillery, including the high mobility artillery rocket system and howitzers, to destroy targets up to 70 kilometers away. Next are our signal vehicles, helping to connect our forces in the battlefield. Following behind are our combat service support vehicles. They sustain our operations and keep our troops going. Now see the Aster-30 and Spider ground-based air defense missile systems, standing ready to safeguard Singapore skies around the clock. Look to the streets to see our maritime assets sailing at Marina Bay. The Navy's combatant craft medium and its new unmanned surface vessel detect and respond to maritime threats. Look up soon to see our Charlie 130 Hercules and Fokker 50 aircraft. Together with our ships and soldiers, these aircraft have been deployed in Asia and beyond to support humanitarian missions as well as counter-piracy in the Gulf of Aden.
Everyone is part of the same team, no matter the mission, complexity of the unique circumstance of every mission. It goes down to ensuring that fundamentals are always prepared. In these missions, there are always a lot of uncertainties. How long will you be here? There was a certain level of sacrifice, both at the individual level as well as the family level. At the end of the day, we know what our duties are and find it in our job. And I think that's what keeps us going.
Keep your eyes on the screen for segment 3, Securing Our Singapore, showcasing SAF and home team integration. At the bay on the Police Coast Guard vessel, which leads coastal security efforts. The Rapid Response Fire Vessel, which responds swiftly to maritime emergencies. And the MPA vessel, which maintains command over maritime operations. Protecting our waters, the combatant craft underwater combats maritime terrorism, while munitions such as the Aster and Harpoon missile keep our maritime assets safe from both aerial and seaborne threats.
I believe that all of us wear different uniforms, home team and goal of them.
Back on the road, we see the motorcade from the military police, SCDF, and the traffic police in an impressive show of coordination. Next is the SAF Peacekeeper, which carries out security operations. They work closely with the SPF's emergency response team, tactical assault, and tactical strike vehicles. The SAF and home team stand ready to respond to any public safety threats. Up next is SCDF's electric pump ladder with a modular firefighting machine for remote fire suppression. Following behind is the 7th generation ambulance. It is always ready to respond to medical emergencies and save lives. Rounding up segment 3 is the hazmat mitigation vehicle with a comprehensive range of detection and mitigation equipment for hazmat incidents. Together, our servicemen and women from the SAF, SPF, and SCDF work to keep Singaporeans safe and secure.
For the new generation, they need to be prepared mentally and physically to attend any call. We cannot teach somebody empirically, but we can show through examples.
The foundation set by our seniors is important for us to build upon.
Because the foundation is built previously and is strong, it's up to me to achieve it in a better form.
The veterans have taught me a valuable lesson. You don't have to be like me, but they have to train the next generations better than you.
That is to upkeep what has already been installed and continue to find new ways and build new tracks.
It is for doing your job to your best ability.
The young ones need to perform in a different context, so you can expect that they will do things a bit differently from you.
I hope the new generation will continue my service and to do better than what they want. The standards will be dropped, passion to serve always be there, because the uniform we wear is expensive.
Rounding up Mobile Column 2025 is our final segment, From Generation to Generation. The Mobile Column Commander, Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Alex Chung, has returned to lead the convoy, this time with his son, Chung Jing Hoi. They are followed by veterans from the SAF and home team who have served Singapore with all their heart. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you our veterans! Amongst them include our oldest veteran, 95-year-old Staff Sergeant Hui Xiao Kian from the SAF, who sailed on the Navy's first ship, RSS Panglima. Senior Staff Sergeant Cynthia Ang, who was part of the security team for Mrs. Benjamin Shears. Senior Warrant Officer 1, Jimmy Tan, who bravely responded to the Hotel New World disaster. Thank you for your service! Our veterans inspire our next generation to achieve even greater heights. Across the show stage are our SAF and home team officers from the current and future generations. They continue the legacy of those that came before them and continue to keep our homeland safe and secure. and gentlemen, let us give our veterans and servicemen and women from across all generations a huge round of applause as they take their leave. Our men and women of Singapore will always continue to serve and contribute to the betterment of our country. This is our strength, our people, our future.
As a kid, I look up to my father. He inspired me and I wanted to be just like him. As a father and a leader, things change a lot for me. I have this soft spot in my heart for not only my sons, but also the students or the trainees that I'm training, then knowing, understanding that they are living and growing up.
I think it's every decision I make is a shared one because it affects my family too. And that's also the reason why I try very hard to show them why we need to serve.
By contributing to the safety and security of Singapore, I'm also maintaining a safer and secure home for my family. I have to sacrifice a bit of family time to work. It doesn't feel very good sometimes, but I know that they are well taken care of.
For me, leaving a legacy, well, by having him, it's a legacy. Be it one of the day, whether he continues serving, let's say, or any other form, or pursue his own interests.
If the three boys were to walk down this path, give them 100% support. I'll make sure they continue this legacy and be proud and create their own legacy also.
And now, Singapore, take out your flags and wave them in the air. We are proud to present the SG60 NDP Show!
You heard Mr. X presenting to you our SG60 MTP Show!